ਗੋਲੀ ਚੱਲਣ ਦੀਆਂ ਘਟਨਾਵਾਂ ਰੁਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਾਰਡਨਰ ਦੇ ਨੱਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੋਲੀ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਬੱਤੀ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੋਲੀ ਚੱਲੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਲੀ ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੀ ਲੰਘਦੀ ਹੋਈ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਨੱਕ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਾ ਲੱਗੀ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਰਰੇ ਹਾਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਕੱਢੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੈਰਾਨ ਹੋ ਜਾਓਗੇ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਢੇ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕਈ 5-6 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਰਜਨ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਸਫਰ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਸਰਜਰੀ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਗੋਲੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ, ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਹਿਰਵਾ ਹੋਈ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਣ, ਪਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਜੌਨ ਬਰੂਅਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੇ ਡਿਪਟੀ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨਰ ਹਨ, ਅਤੇ ਨੀਨਾ ਕ੍ਰੂਗਰ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਨੇ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸੋਲਿਸਿਟਰ ਜਨਰਲ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। Honorable Minister of Justice, Nina Krieger. Minister, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you very much for having me.
Minister, despite the creation of the Provincial Extortion Task Force, ongoing police actions, cases are still happening. How do you explain the continuing spike in extortion incidents?
We know that the extortion, not only the threats, but of course the related acts of violence are so deeply upsetting to community and causing such impact for families, for businesses, and disrupting these crimes, stopping these crimes, and holding perpetrators to account is my number one priority as Minister of Public Safety. And we are starting to see results of our focus, our investment, our coordination with the 7 arrests and charges that we've seen, the 3 removals from Canada by Canada Border Service Agency, a key partner of the task force, with 78 other investigations in progress. And we will keep using every tool. And we're just as community is fearful when they see any act of violence, and we are committed to stopping these and to really and thanking community also for their decisions to come forward with information, which is really making a difference to our investigation.
Are the resources allocated to the task force sufficient, effective to curb these crimes?
So the provincial government we're leaving no stone unturned in dedicating the resources that police are requesting, that we know we need for these cases. And so that includes the creation of the task force, which is one of the largest task forces in BC history dedicated to fighting these crimes, ensuring there's coordination at all levels of law enforcement, also providing additional resources to police of jurisdiction like Surrey, Delta, Abbotsford, to investigate as well impacts on their communities, investing in public awareness campaigns, and we continue to adjust the resources dedicated based on what we are seeing in community. And so just last week we announced a surge of resources of police and analysts that will be led by intelligence, but really increase our person power and carry out these investigations, which we expect to see results in terms of arrests, charges, and soon convictions.
Can you dedicate a police chopper to the Surrey Police Services kindly?
I have not heard a request from police for a helicopter specifically, but we are, as I said, with the surge, and this includes BC Highway Patrol. This includes specialized emergency services, K9 services, the things that will really help on the ground with the investigations and really hopefully to prevention to disrupt these criminals. And so our investments in terms of surges are very targeted and led by what we are hearing the needs of police are.
Mm-hmm. Could you please hold? I want to involve Mr. John Brewer.
Absolutely.
Commissioner, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today, sir?
Very good. Thank you very much for joining us. What do you think about the resources? Do you think the police have enough resources?
For the number of investigations currently ongoing with the local police jurisdiction and specific to the task force, we do, when you add in the surge resources that are there to help enhance the investigations and also add to the suppression of criminal activity associated with these extortions, yes.
Do you think a dedicated police chopper will help in chasing or arresting the suspects?
So Lower Mainland police agencies and even the task force does have access to the RCMP rotary ring assets in Air 1 and Air 5, and I can tell you on some of the investigations they have been used.
Are there any patterns of gaps in the enforcement that allow extortionists to keep targeting businesses and the residents?
We see that the biggest gap, which we've worked very hard to close and are closing, is the lack of public trust in police, so that they are either not reporting or underreporting, or then they are not cooperating fully. So now the mantra of see something, say something is taking effect. We are having great support from victims of this horrific crime, and also from witnesses coming forward with small things they've seen that think might be important. And these have all helped move forward these investigations greatly.
People have really appreciated your honesty when you admitted on the forum that, you were late in taking action. So now, what can be done to kind of coordinate RCMP, SPS, and the CBSA to kind of work collectively?
So I will say what can be done is being done. We have at the strategic level and the working tactical level, we have weekly and bi-weekly meetings of leadership. We have the task force reaching in on every single extortion file as it comes in to assess it, to see if they're going to take it and provide valuable intelligence to the police jurisdiction, even if they don't take it. I can say that the task force is working with other police agencies across the country. They are working with my federal counterparts in the RCMP internationally. So I will say right now that this is one of the best task forces I've worked with for interagency cooperation and intelligence sharing.
Well, can you give me an example of recent cases where the task force has successfully prevented further extortions?
So, I can tell you in general a case where a witness gave us information on a specific vehicle, and we were able to deal with that vehicle and prevent it from getting away. And with that, we made arrests, and that investigation is moving along very rapidly.
My next question is to Solicitor General Ms. Krieger. Can you tell us why did not you disclose the name of those deportees? People are really angry that those names should have been made public.
So the removals from Canada of individuals that are being investigated for extortion have been done by one of our partners in the task force, the Canadian Border Services Agency. And I understand and absolutely respect the real fear and the frustration that people in our community are feeling. And when people see individuals being removed from Canada, it's natural to want further details, including some calls that we've seen to hear the names of the individuals. And so as Minister of Public Safety, I do have to work on this with our federal partners and specifically CBSA, which does their work in alignment with immigration laws and policies. And so I have certainly let our partners know of the intense interest of community in hearing those names. And so, and any limits that might be in place, potentially relate to protecting the integrity of ongoing investigations. And so I really appreciate the calls from community, and really my role is to, protect the integrity of investigations. And
No, in this case, when people are gone out of the country, they've been sent out, they've been kicked out, where is the, integrity of this, not divulging this? People don't want to listen to this. People want to know who are these 78 people. And at one point in time, police were quite willing to publish the names and the pictures of the petty thieves and other small-time gangsters, and even prostitution Johns were being exposed in the newspapers. Now it's a big deal. Like, people should know why these peoples are, their names are being kept secret. That's a main issue here in the community.
So, and I can assure you that from the province's perspective, nothing is being kept secret. Our priority is absolutely public safety and using every lawful tool available, including immigration and border enforcement, to disrupt organized criminal activity and hold offenders to account. I will continue to take this message back to Ottawa, and I do encourage you to also speak to any federal MPs as well with this message, and hopefully we can be able to provide information if it does not limit investigations and to community who I know.
Yeah, I understand, Minister. I mean, this passing the buck, people already know this, federal government or member parliaments are saying, oh, it's the local police, or you talk to the provincial leaders, and the provincial leaders are saying, go to your MP. On these forums, or the MPs and yourself, you were together. I mean, do you think that people are not telling them? They have been told loud and clear. But, Commissioner, many residents say that they don't feel safe despite arrests. What do you think, how you can address the public concerns that the law enforcement isn't doing enough job?
Yeah, so I can say that I understand their point of view. If I had a business that was being extorted or attempted extorted, or family members, I would want action immediately. I understand that. As a police officer, though, I also understand these investigations take time. We are focused first and foremost on the safety of those involved. Then we're focused on ensuring we're conducting the investigation in such a way we're collecting the best evidence possible to get it before the courts and get convictions. So what I would say is, first and foremost, do not pay. Second, as soon as possible, contact your local police, use the tip line, use Crime Stoppers any way possible, and then cooperate fully with the police. Identify any family members or concerns you have with their own safety, and the police are there to work on that aspect.
Minister, are you planning to increase any police force, number of police officers patrolling on the streets of Surrey and Abbotsford?
Yes, so we did just at the end of last week announce a surge of resources, of officers, investigators, analysts, and this includes the BC RCMP deploying emergency response teams, police dog services, highway patrol, and even more resources from the Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit as well. And so we will really leave no stone unturned and mobilize.
When are they coming? Is there any time frame?
So it's already underway.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be 150, you said?
No, I didn't give a specific number, and the number of officers and analysts will really be informed by the needs of the investigations and the information that police are providing.
So there is no fixed number that the certain number of police officers are coming into Surrey and certain number is going to Abbotsford?
So no, the surge is regional, and it really responds to the intelligence gathering of police and the needs of police. And so, Assistant Commissioner Brewer may have some further details about the deployment, but the message is that we will and are deploying any and all resource to disrupt these crimes, stop these crimes and hold the perpetrators to account.
Mr. Brewer, how many police officers are coming to Surrey?
Yeah, so what the minister said is correct. We are not setting a fixed number. This is intelligence-led. So this is based on intelligence from both police jurisdiction and the task force. So I will give you an example. The night of the town hall, when the town hall ended, we immediately had increased our surge of marked police vehicles out on the streets. As we speak now, the surge is based on information we have specific from the task force, so we can get resources at the right time, at the right place to do the suppression activities, to keep the threats of violence down to the general public. And then when we're doing actual enforcement, whether it's executing a search warrant or surveillance, we surge more resources in as needed. So we're not having resources standing around when they're not needed.
Mm-hmm. So it is in the whole province or just the area of Surrey and Abbotsford? It's very ambiguous, that plan.
It is for a reason, and I'll tell you because, while we are absolutely focused on the Lower Mainland areas that are being affected greatly, we have taken these resources outside of the Lower Mainland where they're needed based on intelligence to make arrests or execute search warrants outside of the Lower Mainland as well. We are not constrained by any specific border. Where the investigation takes us, that's where we go.
Do you think, Commissioner, that a dedicated force of 100 or 150 police officers just to, post in Surrey will help?
So what I would say is that dedicating resources based on intelligence and information that the investigators are giving us is the best way to go. I don't know where that 150 number came from. Certainly nobody's talked to myself about that or others. But I will say, given the investigations we have ongoing now, we have the right resources within the task force, and now with the surge dedicated to supporting the local police's jurisdiction in suppression activities.
Minister, anything else you'd like to say in closing and reassuring the public, particularly in Surrey and Abbotsford, for their safety?
Mm-hmm. I'd like to underscore that every day police are closing in, that we are coordinating between municipal, provincial, and national law enforcement and bringing every tool to the table. And I'd like to maybe say this again so that it's really, really clear, is the message to those behind these crimes is simple. We are coming from you, and we will not stop until people in Surrey and people across BC feel safe and are safe.
Mm-hmm. Is it in your jurisdiction to allow people to, defend themselves?
What do you mean?
So they can self-defend themselves against the extortionist gunfire.
So my primary focus, my sole focus as Public Safety and Solicitor General is to ensure the safety of our communities, and that is to work with law enforcement officers to keep our communities safe, to ensure that police have the adequate tools they need to do their critical jobs. And I really urge members of the public who receive a threat, who have any bit of information about these crimes, to come forward to police. And just underscoring the point that Assistant Commissioner Brewer has made, that any and all information, no matter how small, is supporting these investigations. And it's because of the public cooperation that we have made the arrests and charges that have been done, that we are removing people from Canada within laws. And so just really underscoring the importance of community cooperating with police so that they can do their jobs and hold these criminals to account.
Minister, thank you very much for your time, and talk to you again. And Mr. Brewer, anything else in closing?
No, just I'll reiterate, please, if you get contacted in any kind of extortion activity, contact your local police jurisdiction, through the tip lines, anything you can, as soon as possible, and preserve any phone calls, any digital evidence you may have.
Believe me, I want to tell you, both of you, that people are reporting. There are 70 or 90 plus files there in place. But there's no result. There's no investigations. There's no arrests. There are no convictions. People get frustrated. Then they're telling me that what's the idea of reporting if they're not doing anything? Inaction is the cause. They're under fear. Both of you, like you are the top cop, madam, and you are the commissioner of the police. So it's all in your hands. There's a girl recovering from the gunshot in the hospital, 26 years old. And there's the gentleman, the gardener, still in hospital with a gunshot. And they could not take the gunshot from his nose and cheek because there's no surgeon. And, those kind of things. People are reporting. Please believe me. Thank you.
Am I able to comment briefly?
Sure.
Yeah, and just to say that I absolutely understand people's fear and frustration that these investigations do take time. And I understand, and I've spoken to families and businesses impacted by these crimes, and which really is behind our laser focus, our absolute commitment to ensuring that police have the tools to do their job, to investigate these crimes. And we have indeed seen 7 arrests and charges brought. We have indeed seen 3 removals from Canada, with 78 other investigations by Canada Border Service Agency underway. And we will not stop. We are standing with communities that are affected in such a profound way by these crimes, and the province will continue to cooperate with all levels of government and to ensure that all levels of police are cooperating with the task force, in the form of the task force, to see the results that I absolutely understand community is looking for, and that I am looking for also as Solicitor General.
Minister, thank you very much. We're out of time. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brewer.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੋਲਿਸਟਰ ਜਨਰਲ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ RCMP ਦੇ ਡਿਪਟੀ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸੀ, ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਟਜੀ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਦੱਸੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹੀ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੇ ਕੁੱਤੇ ਭੇਜਾਂਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਫੋਰਸਿਸ ਭੇਜਾਂਗੇ। ਇੱਥੇ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਿਪਾਹੀ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ, ਕਿੰਨੇ RCMP ਦੇ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਭੇਜੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ। ਮੈਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ 150 ਪੁਲਿਸ ਅਫਸਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ, ਕਿੰਨੇ ਐਬਸਫੋਰਡ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ, ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਰੀ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆ ਗਏ 150 ਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ, ਕੋਈ ਫਿਕਸ ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਿਉਂ-ਜਿਉਂ ਲੋੜ ਪਵੇਗੀ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਦਿਆ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਪਏਗੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮੰਗੇਗੀ, ਪਰ ਕੋਈ ਫਿਕਸਡ ਨਹੀਂ। ਅਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਵੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਕੱਲੇ 2 ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਸਾਰੇ ਸੂਬੇ ਲਈ ਨੇ। ਬਾਕੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੇਸ਼ ਨਿਕਾਲਾ ਦੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ, 3 ਬੰਦੇ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਕੱਢ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਿਓ। ਲੋਕ ਅਪਸੈਟ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਕੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੁੱਪ ਗੜੁੱਪ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹੀ ਆਨਾ ਬਹਾਨੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਪੁਰਾਣੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ। ਮੈਂ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ੰਸਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਦਣ ਫੋਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਪਬਲਿਕ ਫੋਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਟਾਊਨ ਹਾਲ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਐਡਮਿਟ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ, ਤਸਲੀਮ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਕਿ ਦੇਰ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੰਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ। ਸੋ ਉਹਦੀ ਲੋਕ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ੰਸਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸੋ, ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ? ਕੋਈ ਸੋਲਿਸਿਟਰ ਜਨਰਲ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕੱਲੀ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਹੈਲੀਕਾਪਟਰ ਹੋਏ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਪਰੋਂ ਨਿਗਰਾਨੀ ਕਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਮਿਲੇ। ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਨ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਕਿ ਸੋਲਿਸਿਟਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਮੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਲੀਕਾਪਟਰ ਦੀ, ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੇ ਹੈਲੀਕਾਪਟਰ ਦੀ ਮੰਗ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਪਹੁੰਚੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਾਂ ਸਿਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ। ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਫਿਕਸਡ ਵਿੰਗ, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਦੂਜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਡਿਮਾਂਡ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਭੇਜੇ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਅਤੇ ਅਖੀਰ 'ਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਉਹੀ ਚਿਕਨੀ ਚੋਪੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਫਿਰ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੋ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਨ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਰਨ, ਕੋਆਪਰੇਟ ਕਰਨ, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇਣ। ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ 95 ਫਾਈਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਪਈਆਂ ਨੇ, ਲੋਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ, ਨਾ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਚਾਰਜਸ਼ੀਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਲੋਕ ਤਾਂ ਫਰਸਟਰੇਟ ਹੋਏ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੀਏ, ਦੱਸਣ ਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਕੀ ਆ? ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਲੀਡੇ 'ਤੇ ਚਲਿਆ ਜਾ, ਤੂੰ ਘਰੋਂ ਮੂਵ ਹੋ ਜਾ, ਤੂੰ ਉਰੇ ਪਰੇ ਹੋ ਜਾ। ਫਿਰ ਲੋਕ ਕਿਉਂ ਦੱਸਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆ ਕੇ? ਫਿਰ ਹਾਲੇ ਵੀ ਦੱਸੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਦੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ? ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਨਿੱਗਰ ਜਵਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ। ਪਰ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਗੰਭੀਰਤਾ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਕਾਊਂਟੇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਸੋਲਿਸਟਰ ਜਨਰਲ ਦੀ ਆ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਕਿ MPs ਨੂੰ ਕਹੋ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਰੋ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੋਰਮ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ, MPs ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ। ਜਦੋਂ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਚੱਲਦੀਆਂ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ MPs ਦੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵੀ ਸੁਣਦੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਨੇ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਐਸੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਅਣਭਿੱਜ ਨੇ, ਲੋਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਹੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਲੋਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਗਰਮੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇਹ ਨੀਤੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਗਰੋਂ ਲਾਹ ਕੇ ਅਤੇ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਮਗਰ ਪਾ ਦਿਓ, ਫੈਡਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਲਾਹ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੂਬੇ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਮਗਰ ਪੈ ਜਾਓ, ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੁਣ ਲੋਕ ਸਮਝਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ ਆ। ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਪੂਰੀ, ਬਸ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਲੋੜ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। ਬਸ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਨੀਤੀ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਫੋਰਸ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਾਂ ਨਵੇਂ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਦੇਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ।